These are the quiet signs your medication is doing exactly what it should. Hi, I'm Dr. Meghan. I'm an obesity medicine physician and weight loss coach helping you cut through the pseudoscience and confusion in weight care. My approach combines evidence-based medicine with real behavioral change. So you don't just take medications, you actually transform your health. So you're on a GLP-1 medication and you're not sure if you're going in the right direction. Are these things that other people are experiencing? How do you know if you're on the right track? Well, today I'm going to tell you exactly that. Number one, your side effects are manageable. So if you're on one of these medications, you probably have had side effects, but you know you're on the right track if they fall into what I would call annoying but manageable side effects, meaning that overall your quality of life is net positive, right? Like there may be some things, maybe you have some GI discomfort, maybe you can't eat all the same things you used to, maybe it's a little different when you go out to a restaurant, but overall, net positive, you have more energy, you can do more things, you're feeling better. And yeah, these things are a little annoying, but they're not interfering with work, they're not interfering with relationships. Like you can get through the day and overall, you're really happy that you started them. Number two, your appetite is relatively normal. Now, when you start these medications, you are probably going to find, and some people it will be more pronounced than others, that your appetite is way down, like barely there. But over time, as people titrate up, get to their maintenance dose, or even just stay on the medications for a few months, they just notice that, okay, I am not at that place where I don't even want to think about food. Actually, I do have somewhat of an appetite. It's not where it was, and thank goodness, because that was kind of the problem to begin with. I still have an appetite. It's lower, but it's not gone. And you're going to have now, when I say relatively normal, you're going to find this new way of having an appetite, this new way of living. And this is also going to change a little bit depending on where you are in your phase of medication. So if you're still in that titration phase, you're still not quite sure where the best dose is for you, that's going to be a little bit all over the place. Versus when you're in the maintenance phase, you may notice, oh, my appetite is actually like very regular. And I do have these patterns that are, similar to how it was in the past. It's just not exactly the same. It's not as all consuming. So I have an appetite. Again, my quality of life is really good. I'm not going through the day only taking like 2 bites of food, right? No one wants you to be malnourished. But it's not interfering with my day-to-day functioning. Number three, there's somewhat of a predictable routine, meaning that you're listening to your body's cues on the medication and things are becoming a little more predictable. For example, I have one coaching client that says, oh, well, Monday's my tired day because I take my medication on Sunday and then I'm just wiped out on Monday. So she knows that every Monday, she's going to do things a little bit differently because that's her tired day. That's just how the medication affects her. And she's just going to kind of work. She's going to go with the tide. She's going to work with it. And so you may notice that the day you take your medication, the day after you take your medication, there are some predictable side effects or predictable sensations. You may also notice that, day 5 to day 7 before you take your medication, that maybe your appetite is a little more close to what it was before you started the medication. Or you may notice a little more food noise that we've talked about in the past, right? So you have a predictable, even though things are different than before you started taking the medication, you've fallen into a pretty predictable routine. And okay, yes, I do have these side effects, or maybe they're not even side effects, just different sensations, but they're pretty predictable. And I know what to do. I have a plan. Number 4, you are keeping track of your red flag foods. Now, I will say, I have some patients that They just lose weight. They have no side effects. That can definitely happen for people. It doesn't happen for all people, but it definitely, if you're one of those people, shout out down below because you're a lucky person. But I do have patients that, they just lose weight. They don't really have side effects, or they had like a day of side effects when they started. Good for them. This tip is not for them, but you are keeping track of your red flag foods, meaning you may notice on this medication, things are hitting a little differently. Maybe it's dairy products, maybe it's meat, maybe it's bread, anything heavy, fatty with a lot of cheese or really bready. You just may notice that it gives you a lot of bloating, you're burping a lot of GI side effects, you just don't feel good, you have more reflux. Keep track of those foods. Maybe you can have them in a very small amount. Maybe you can't have them at all. But you'll know if you're on the right track if you've really identified and have a plan for those red flag foods. You know what they are and you know what to do with them. Number 5, you're really letting the medication guide you in terms of when you stop eating. The nice thing about GLP-1 medication is that it mimics a natural peptide that we have in our bodies that helps us stay full for longer. And so it really boosts that signal. And so a lot of people are used to using a lot of external things to track when they should stop eating, how much they should eat, all these different ways of controlling their food intake. And the nice thing, the beautiful thing about these medications is they really help people move towards thinking about their body's signals and working off of that. I will have coaching clients, they've been counting calories for years, and it's really not something that we need to do going forward. Now, there are some people, and you know who you are if you are one, and you love to track everything. You have spreadsheets, it's like a hobby, you love it, great, totally fine, keep tracking it if you love it. But if you're like, oh, this is burdensome. I don't want to track everything for the rest of my life. I really feel like it's a chore, it's a job. The nice thing about these medications is they really allow you to rely more on your internal cues. So one quiet signal that you're on the right track is that you're really just naturally stopping when you're full because you can really you can really feel that sensation of fullness in a way that before you started the medication, you really couldn't. So you can really work more on your own body's cues and not so much, calories or boxes or, macros or things like that. You can really just start to listen to your body in a way that you probably haven't in a long time. Now, if you have questions about anything today, please leave it in the comment section below and I will find it and add it to the list. If you want to work with me directly, if you are curious as to how weight loss coaching can help take your results to the next level, especially for those of you who are on a medication, I will put all that info down below. I'll link my website. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe because this is the place for medically based answers to your weight questions. And thank you so much for watching and please be well.